How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews. Back with some big kookiness. Could be a fun kooky one. Be Old Heights Brewing. Yeah, this is In a Dream Philly Style Sour. Don't know what that means. Imperial Hazy Pale Ale with Mosaic hops made with Philly sour yeast. A lot of Philly up in this piece. It says here it's 9%, so session beer. Tart, juicy, and citrusy, and brewed to benefit Philadelphia's Magic Gardens. Yeah. What's ours is yours. Packaged by at the brewery down there. And yeah, I'm curious about this one. This was actually sent off by Old Heights. David, as part of the team there, kind of reached out a while ago saying, man, I saw one of the reviews he did of our beer and I quite enjoyed it. Can we send you stuff? And he sent off this and the other beer that I'm going to post, which is a collaboration they did with Heavy Reel. I interviewed Jeff from Heavy Reel for the podcast, and I've done a bunch of their beers in here, so you know about Jeff. So I'm kind of curious just to see how this kind of comes off, because I have no idea what Philly Sour is, and I don't know what Philly Sour yeast is. Yeah. So it's a sour IPA. It's got to be 9% Mosaic hopped. Label-wise, it's cool. You know, it's a Mosaic on the can that uses Mosaic hops. Who would have thunk of that? Anyway, it says something here. I don't know what that says. If you guys can see, they're trying to spell out something in the Mosaic. I don't know what that is, but we'll see what's what. In a Dream. It doesn't say In a Dream. Looks like a ACO or something on there. I don't know. Maybe Mosaic. I don't know. So I dig it. Beer wise, it looks like a hazy. It looks like a new school, a little bit darker, kind of sour, hazy IPA. Not much of a head on it. Would expect as much with a sour beer, but it's got a nice kind of creaminess to it. What is there? It's got this soft orange, a little bit of orange core to it, so let's get a nose. I'm not really getting a ton of sour off this. You can kind of get that it's sour, but more maybe a little sulfury blow-off kind of thing. It comes off sour-like. It comes off way more closer to something like Berliner level sour as opposed to something a bit more acidic or aggressive. I'm not really getting a ton of hoppiness in here. There's an acidic thing and a bit of orange, so you're leaning into that citrus vibe. But that's it. It's not a huge nose. You know there's a little kind of hefty alcohol balance in here. There is a little bit of kind of, not a hot heat or anything like that, like an evaporative alcohol in your nose, but you can just tell it has a little bit of beef to it. Interesting. Apricot, I think I'm thinking of too. Anyway, let's dive in. Cheers. I like this beer. I don't like the 9%, but I like this. This reminds me of something I've had before. That's really fun. I mean, it's way more tart than sour. I wouldn't even call it sour. I'd call it tart. It's like more Imperial Berliner for me than a sour IPA. You get this nice tartness in there. You get this big fruity component. I still leaning apricot. It's like an apricot orange kind of mixture in there. There's this ultra silkiness to the mouthfeel. I have no idea where they're getting that from. You know, there's ever so slightest bit of that little sulfur thing. It's very, very minimal. It's pretty much exactly what I got on the nose, but it was very minimal there. I don't hate on it. Yeah, this is just like if you were to say Imperial fruited Berliner Weiss on this, that's what I would guess. If it was a mystery beer, let's put it that way, and I would try to guess, I'd be like, I think this is an Imperial fruited, like apricot fruited Berliner Weiss. That's the way the beer kind of comes off for me, more than a hazy Imperial Pale Ale. But I like it. There's something about it that's kind of tickling me pink. And it was weird because I waited a while to dive into the beer because it was 9% sour IPA. Not necessarily a huge fan of that style, so it took me a little bit longer to get into. I probably got these right before Christmas. We're about the 10th of January right now. But I like it. I think it's really fun, really tasty, something I'd want to drink If this was 6%, I'd chug the crap out of this beer. That's really fun beer, man. That's really fun. I like this. I try not to go into any of these with any preconceived notions, but a 9% sour IPA is not necessarily my idea of a good time. I can find fun in them, though. But like I said, if it was twisted, if the style was twisted into something like I said, like there's no fruit in this, but like a fruited Imperial Berliner Weiss, with Mosaic hops, I'd be like, okay, I'm kind of into that. Sure, the 9% might shake me still a little bit, but I think it's fun, tasty. You're benefiting Philly Magic Garden, so being kind of one of these kind of charity beers, never go wrong with that. And I dig this. I think it's quite fun. I'm glad I drank it. I gave one of these to my buddy Keith, 93 Lumber, because I got 2 of them. So I figured I'd spread the love.